November 5, Bravo Echo. Net controls for the Air Force's Flyers Club net. We're starting the net in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, top of the hour for the Flyers. KF0 OPE, N5BE. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Lee. I'm going to have to be a short timer, one and done this morning.
Okay, very good. We'll move you up to short timer. Thanks for letting me know. Well, good morning, everyone. Let's go ahead and get the net started. The name is Lee, Lima Echo Echo. Call is November 5, Bravo Echo. I'll be your alternate net control today for the Air Force's Flyers Club net. The club is a membership of active duty, retired, and veteran military personnel from all branches of the armed forces. All of our members served in some form of aviation, either as air crew, ground crew, air traffic controllers, and other support personnel. Anyone who got airplanes or missiles into the air are members of our organization. Our purpose is to promote fellowship between those radio amateurs who devoted a portion of their lives to support the mission of our air forces. We also welcome visitors to the net regardless of military experience. You don't need to have been in the military or been in aviation in order to join us on our net. We welcome everyone. We have a website at airforcesflyersclub.org with a lot of information on the organization and a membership application if you feel you're qualified. We operate a control net. We meet daily on this frequency at 1500 Zulu. And if you wish to contact net, do so by using the appropriate call of check-in, contact, info, or relay. We also can be found on Echolink at the node, conference node AFFC. We also have a YouTube simulcast by K4YDB. If you plug his call sign at the YouTube, you'll see the simulcast there. It's a big help to us. It's a wonderful addition to the net. So thank you, Charlie, for doing that. So go down the list on NetLogger. It's a skinny list today. I think we'll get a 73 around in, no problem. And then we'll go from there. I do have a question of the day. I have to go see if it's been posted, but we'll get to that in a minute. So let's see. I've got on the list so far. I have WA6 OKS John in California. Good morning, John. He's a short timer. Dale W5OG out of Mineola, Texas, just to the east of me. He's also a short timer. We got KF0OPE, and he's a short timer just north of me in Nebraska. KF7CJO, our ops officer out there in Nevada. K1BOB, our commander up in Idaho. Good morning, Bob, again. K4YDB, who's running the simulcast, and he's receive only. Good morning, Charlie. And WB5DRI, Brian, our Saturday net control, south of me in San Antonio. That's what I have on the list so far. Is there anyone else out there who wants to join the net this morning? Come now.
Kilo 0 Echo Delta Delta, check in.
Okay, that was Kilo 0. Say again, please.
Kilo 0 Echo Delta Delta.
Okay, we got you down. Kilo 0 Echo Delta Delta. A name and location, please.
Jerry in Missouri.
Okay, Jerry, we got you down. You're number 9 on the list. John, could you put a call out from the East Coast, see if you can get anybody from the West Coast to join us this morning?
Wilco, this is WA6LJS relaying for net control for the Sunday morning Air Force Flyers net. We're looking for check-ins, either members or visitors. Call now. Okay, good morning, Justin. KP7LAK is in there, Leon. Good signal. Back to net.
Yeah, I got Justin down. Very good. Let's see. Charlie's RX. So we don't have anybody from the East Coast. Bob, could you put a call out from Idaho, please?
Roger, Roger. This is K1BOB, relay for net control. Do we have any further check-ins for the Air Force Flyers? I'll relay you in. Any further check-ins for Air Force Flyers? Come with your call sign slowly, your name and location.
With
Papa India X-ray.
Morning, Clifford. Good signal here in Idaho. W5PIX. Are there any others that would like to check in? I got Uncle Cliff, but that's a handful. K4YDB. That's W5PIX. Clifford.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I put them in that logger. Z-Mobile. Negative.
Are you mobile, Clifford?
Negative, no, I'm on the home base.
He's at home.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I got them on Georgia now. Okay, very good. Well, that's the list. Let's start with that. And so let's go to today's question. And I thought this was interesting. I stumbled across this the other day, and I just shook my head. So the F-35A platform is slated to replace the legendary A-10 in the close air support role. The F-35A has an internal GAU-22 4-barrel 25mm gun. How many rounds does the F-35A internally carry compared to the A-10's plus 1,100 rounds? So here's your possible answers. A, under 200 rounds. B, 220 rounds. C, 300 rounds. D, 400 rounds. So how many rounds does the F-35A carry internally for a 25 Mike gun? A, under 200. B, 220. C, 300 rounds. Or D, 400 rounds. The bonus question, does the F-35B and F-35C have the same internal gun as the F-35A? And your answers are A, no internal gun provisions, but it can carry a podded gun. B, no, it has a different gun spec'd by the Royal Air Force, U.S. Navy, and USMC. And C, yes, same configuration, but with greater round capacity. So those are the questions today. And again, we'll talk about this when we get to the bottom, but boy, this was a starter for me. And being on the program back when it was just formed, I'd forgotten about this. It's stunning. Okay, let's go to top of the list. John, WA6LJS. You're up for the Flyers, N5BE.
Okay, thank you, Leon. N5BE in the group, WA6LJS. Good morning, everybody. It's clear blue sky, 63 degrees here today. We're going to go up into the 90s again, I think, and then maybe next week we'll be calming down, more mild temperatures out here. Good conditions today. You're well over 9, Leon, about 10 to 15 over. So is the commander of BOB, and a couple others in there I heard pretty solid too. In answer to the question, I'm going to say the first one is B Bravo, 220 rounds. And the second, the bonus question, put me down for Alpha. There's no gun provision on those models. So put me down for Bravo and Alpha. And other than that, I'm out of here. So 73s, have a good net. And thanks much for picking it up for Jack, Leon. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. N5BE, WA6LJS.
Okay, John, we got you down Bravo and Alpha. And I'll let you know how that turns out for you. Very good. Then we get you checked out, and 73 to you, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, next up, Dale, my neighbor to the east of me, W5OG. You're up for the Flyers, Dale.
Okay, fine, Lee. Good morning to you again, and to all on the net this morning. W5OG Dale here in East Texas. Another beautiful Texas morning. Out walking the little dog and enjoyed the, well, it was pleasantly cool to start off the day. It's going to be warm, probably 90 degrees again. We're having this extended period of, I would call it Indian summer. And I guess it's going to continue for a while. We're not scheduled for any rain. We need some rain, that's for sure. Got the sprinklers going on in the back because it is getting dry. Well, far as your question, I have no idea. I like John's answer. I was going to say less than 200, but that's a ridiculous answer. That I don't. You know, these guns, they shoot so fast that that would be barely a whisper. So I'm not going. I'm not gonna look on. I'm in full limbing gear. And I already have my T-shirt there. Bob sent me that as an email yesterday, so thank you for that, Bob. Put me down for Bravo, but I'm going to go different. I'm going to say Bravo, Bravo. Put me down for double B there, Lee. That's just a pure, pure guess. 7-3, all have a great day. We're going to celebrate birthdays today in the family, so we're going to be busy out after church with the family, and I don't know, football later on, but maybe I'll be on the round table this afternoon. I'll try and break free and check to see who is on. I heard from Jack, his power still wasn't on as of Friday, and so I'm hopeful that it came on. He was hoping that they told him that it would be on before Saturday. So I hope it's back on, but we haven't heard from him, so I don't know. He did have quite a bit of damage to his antenna, but fortunately not to his home, as I understand it. But his little town there of Soperton was damaged severely. So there was a lot of bad damage from that storm, no question about that. 7-3, everybody, have a great day. We will see you when we can. Back to you, and thanks for doing the net for Jack there, Lee. N5BE, W5OG, 7-3 all.
Yeah, you bet, Dale. And thank you for the update on Jack. Light a candle for him and his wife. Wow, that's. I heard yesterday that one of the retired engineers from Bell's house got completely wiped out. Him and his dog survived, but the house is gone. So, just amazing. What another one on the way, it looks like. So, all right, Dale, thank you, and thank you for coming in. And we'll say 73 to you. And next up, Mike up in Nebraska, K4YDB. Your turn to full flyers, Mike.
Good morning again, Lee, and all the flyers and visitors on the net. Another just center of a day here in Nebraska. Beautiful day. I'll be one and done. I've got to go today's the first day with the new job, so I got to go find my first trip officially with them. As to the question, I'm going to answer alpha and alpha. And as Dale said, it is the first question. It is absolutely ridiculous that that's all they hold. And the second alpha is because we didn't learn the lesson we learned. We're doomed to repeat history because we think missiles are the roll-out answer. At least the Navy does, apparently. Anyway, 7-3, guys, have a great day. Oh, and by the way, the F-35 will never replace the A-10 in the close air support role. It may do the job in some form or fashion, but it certainly won't replace the A-10. So, 7-3s, guys, have a great day. Maybe catch it tonight or tomorrow. K4OP over to N5BE.
K4OP, N5BE. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. And I think there are a lot of shenanigans at the beginning of the F-35 program to keep the funding solid and dupe Congress. But that's my personal opinion. So I agree. It's not going to replace the A-10. Okay, we'll say 73 to you, Mike. Thanks for participating this morning, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cave 7 GJO, N5B. Carl, your turn for flyers.
You want me to speak next, Lee? Well, good morning, everybody, and happy Sunday. Yeah, good of you, but
the A10 has got a proven track record. Just like the B-52, it may be old, but it's not worn out, and it does the job. Excuse me. Along those same lines, it reminds me of my FAA days when I was automation specialist, staff position, and Art 3A was scheduled to replace Art 3. And 3A, simply put, didn't work. Univac delivered a good base program to the FAA, and as a cost-saving measure, the FAA was going to install MSOF, minimum safe altitude warning, and conflict alert into the base 3A program. Well, their thinking was neat. It's like a version of update. Well, it's not. 3A was a totally different program. Assembled under the same basic guidelines, but the operation of the program was totally different. And in January of '89, I went down to Ontario Tracon as assistant manager of automation to install and certify their 3A. They were the Western Pacific Region lead test site. And, well, I won't bore you with it because I can't describe it in 2 hours, let alone 2 minutes. But, yeah, I documented it pretty well in my book, Broken Controller, an air traffic controller story. I did make it work, but if you really knew me, I created a lot of enemies and toppled a lot of empires within the FAA hierarchy in so doing. Anyway, so much for that. On to your question, Lee, you could be easy on us Army guys and ask us questions about NAP bumping on H-model Hueys and, stuff like that that would be easy to answer. I remember reading about putting that gun on the F-35, and like everybody has commented on is the relatively lack of ammunition that that thing carries. And I believe it was, the answer was C. Charles, and that's going to be my guess for the day. 300 rounds for it. And for the bonus question, answer B as in Bravo, that it's not an interchangeable or a same gun, and because everybody had to stick their finger in the pie and come up with their own unique specification for it. So I'm going C and K, and I'll be with you to the end to find out how wrong I was. So back to you, Lee. F5BE, KM7GJL.
Yeah, KM7GJL and 5B. I always enjoy your dissertations, Carl, honestly. I always sit here and smile. I love the background info. All right, we got you down for CB. Well, we'll see. It's an interesting story. All right, next up, Commander K4YDB up in Idaho. Good morning, Bob. And your turn for the flyers. N5BE.
N5BE, thankfully for taking the net and doing net logger to boot. You're doing great. We appreciate that. And good morning to all the flyers there. Charlie managed to get up his live stream there, even though we wished him a happy birthday again. He's celebrating it today with his family. That's nice. And so thanks, Charlie, for putting the question up so I can read it here as I talk. Let's see. Well, I'm kind of up on the F-35. I've read a lot about it. My dental assistant, she cleans my teeth. Her son is a lieutenant colonel flying the F-35. Well, she can't give me technical information she doesn't know, but she's very proud of her son, and she should be. I think they managed to get him through the academy, too, and they're of little means, so they both work, I guess. Maybe it's just the mom. I don't know. I didn't ask. But you hear these things with your mouth open and they're working on you, but you can't talk. So anyway, yeah, I think it's turning out to be the most expensive fighter ever built. The whole, all said and done, when they came up, it just keeps going up drastically in price. Very pricey. I don't think it'll replace the A-10. A-10's a tank on wings. It doesn't have those provisions, and just one shot, even in the side of that jet would probably take out half the electronics, I imagine. It's everywhere under the skin. I know it doesn't hold a lot of rounds, but with, 25 Mike, those are big rounds. And so they probably have a slower cyclic rate, I'm thinking. So you don't go through an awful lot when you do press the gun. You only hold it for a second. A second is a long burst in a 20 millimeter, which I know a little about that. We had them in the F-111. They finally did take them out, though, the last 3 years I was in, because they just weren't getting used. But I used to use them out in Sailor Creek. I was a range officer out there, and I did see a lot of F-16s coming in and shooting their guns. All they do is go burp, and that's it. They've fired about 10 rounds or more. So with that, I think A is the answer to the first one. I think it's quite a bit less than 200 because of the room in there. I mean, there's so much electronics and stuff, and I get overheating problems still, I think. I'm going A on the first one. I think I think you matched the questions up. Because the F-35B and C with Marine version, RAF version, well, they're carrier, or short carrier aircraft, and they wanted the vertical aspect just like they had with the Harrier. So they got piping systems in there for that fan that's on the top there on the front, which the other jet doesn't have, so there's no room for it. And they have a weird-looking pod which has a gun in it, and it holds more. I think it might hold a little over 200. I'm not sure. It's all in that pod, and that pod is also an ECM pod. And there's don't know how much testing they've done with it, but I know they had one accident with it overseas, and also it adds to the radar cross section, which is very small. So that's another concern. Yeah, go double A's on that. Anyway, we had a good day up in Idaho City yesterday. Dear old historic Idaho 60, right out of the 1860s. Most of the buildings are still there, so they make the best of it with the tourists, and they close down the short main street there, and all the concessions come in. It's kind of fun, meet friends you knew and haven't seen for a while, even from the hood here. Anyway, that's my answer. Thanks again, Lee. This is K4YDB in Idaho. Back to N5BE.
The radio keys up a lot better if I put my thumb on the right side of the detonator. Sitting here trying to talk and wonder why the radio isn't keying up. I got the detonator upside down. All right, get it down for alpha. We'll see. I'll tell you, I can't wait to talk about this. This is, oh my gosh. All right, we're going to give away the Charlie. Again, K4YDB, thank you, Charlie, for putting that up, and happy birthday to you. And I hope you and your family having a great time together there in Georgia. So good morning to you. All right, next up, WB5DRI, Brian, and just south of me in San Antonio. Your turn for the Flyers, Brian, N5BE.
Okay, Lee, N5BE, WB5DRI, Brian down here in San Antonio. Good morning, Lee, and good morning to all the Flyers and to the net. Nice day going on down here. Looks like it's going to be kind of a carbon copy of what it has been. We're about in the low 80s right now, and we're going to be up to about 94 for the high today. But we'll take it. But still a beautiful day down here. But anyway, good to hear everybody this morning. Pretty good conditions here on the band. I heard everybody on the radio this morning. And some stations very, very strong. But good to be here, and great question there, Lee. I kind of agree with the group there. I think the F-35 is woefully short on ammunition. If you're going to have a gun pod, you need to have some ammunition to be able to shoot. It kind of makes sense. And I think they have too few of that. So I'm going to go with alpha on the first one. And I'm going to go with alpha on the last one as well. I think Mike and Carl are right. The A-10 is a great aircraft for close air support, and it needs to be kept around. I think the Air Force may end up keeping the A-10s and making them, updating and renewing them like the B-52s. Hopefully they'll come to their senses anyway and go that way, because it makes more sense to me to keep some of those around. You never know when you're going to need that kind of capability. It's come up again and again, and if you get rid of them, then you're really short-handed. I think that would be the smart thing to do, is to just renew and update a bunch of those and keep them around for that particular mission. Because there's no aircraft that does that mission any better than the A-10. It is a super aircraft. It's kind of a modern-day P-51 almost, and it's much more resilient. It's much hardier than the P-51 even was, I think. It's just built like a flying tank with a great Gatling gun at the front. Anyway, probably talked enough here, but good to be here this morning, Lee, and thanks for getting us all in there and enjoying the net here this morning on this fine Sunday morning. Back to you, Lee. N5BE, WV5 Dira, back to net. Good morning, everybody.
Okay, Brian, thank you. All right, we got you down for Alpha. That's a bit of a line starting. So, yeah, we can go on and on about why the A-10 is needed and why the Air Force wants to jettison it. And, you know, I'm not in the threat analysis briefings. I don't know if the airplane is survivable anymore, even in a medium threat environment. I mean, I don't know. So I don't know what's driving it, except that the Air Force sure wants to shed it. And maybe only Congress will force them to keep it. But I think they've done that enough already. So we'll see. I'm with you, though. Nothing can do that mission that the certainly F-35 can't. So, all right, let's go to Joe, K0CFN in Kansas. You're up for the Flyers, Joe, N5BE. Okay, I got nothing heard on Joe. We'll mark him as not responding. Let's go to K0 Echo Delta Delta, Jerry in Missouri. Your turn for the Flyers, Jerry.
K0 Echo Delta Delta, Jerry, you're up.
He was loud on me earlier, so we'll mark him not. Well, maybe we'll check him on the 73 round. All right, Justin, KB7LAK. You're up for the Flyers, Justin. Good morning, N5BE. Okay, Justin, very good. I like your analysis. And yeah, you can't keep some of these airplanes going because the vendors who produce the parts, just some of them aren't even in business any longer. It's not economically viable to keep a warm line going for bits and pieces that may or may not be used. There's a lot of factors involved. And yeah, and touching on the survivability aspect of it, who knows? But if the A-10 was the answer back in the day for close air support, is the F-35 the answer? I would have to be convinced about that. So thank you, Justin. Good analysis. And yeah, we'll check you on the 73 round. All right, we'll break with Justin. Next up, Uncle Cliff, W5PIX on the big radio and big antenna. Good morning, Cliff. Your turn.
Well, good morning to all the flyers, and it is a distinct pleasure to talk to everybody this morning. And let me turn, George is down there. Anyways, man, we had a lot of fun for the last couple of days there in Belgium, and setting up and looking at a lot of stuff. And, well, I told myself I wasn't going to buy anything. Well, I come home with two cam-free rotors, and, of course, about $20 a piece, I can use them as spare parts. And, well, I see K4YDB has not joined us, but he won the grand prize after 3 attempts to give it away. And James actually came home with the FT710. So now he's happy because him and Bob both have 710s. And apparently he must have ate too much barbecue yesterday to get out of bed early this morning to join everybody. So hi on that. Well, I don't know that much about the F-35. And I hate to see the Warthog disappear, but you're right, suppliers and stuff like that. It's the same thing with the P-3 Orion, which was a very good aircraft for surveillance and, search and rescue and stuff like that. So, but then again, those C-130s still hanging around also. Boy, I'll tell you what, though, it's, I'm not, I know there's some woke generals up there in D.C. and the Pentagon that does not like the A-10 or the future. I see they've come up with another design, but it's still like the A-10. So that I've seen, but I'm really not into all the Air Force's aircraft. But, Lee, I will follow the lemmings. I've got a I turned my yellow shirt in for a blue one, but, a comic blue. But, anyway, like I said, we had a good time, and, me and Miss Bonnie, enjoyed ourselves up there, and, would have been nice for a few more of our folks to have made it. It'd been nice if Bob could have, hadn't gotten sick, but, that life is what it is. And of course, like I said, James won the grand prize, so I'm surprised he wasn't here boasting about that. Anyways, I'll pass it back to you, Lee. Thank you very much for running the net, and it's a very good one this morning. And to all the rest of the flyers, have a very good Sunday. I will be on the road later on today. I got to go to Victoria, St. Corpus, Harlingen, and McAllen tomorrow to deliver all them Kirkland home stores. So I got to make an early start, and I got to go get some diesel fuel for the truck, so I might as well do it a little early today. Anyway, back to you, Lee, and all the flyers. Have a very great day. This is W5PIX here on the base in Bulverde, Texas.
W5PIX N5B. All right, Cliff. Well, thanks for the update on Belton. And I've got one of those 710s. That's my kitchen portable radio. And it's a great little radio. And, yeah, I wanted to go bad to meet all you guys, but we're babysitting the C model granddaughter, so we had that going on, so that's conflicted. All right, we'll check you on the 73 round, Cliff, and I got you down for AA. I think that's what your answer was. So next up, K is 5KY, not received today on the radio. Good morning, Chris. Your turn for the Flyers. Okay, Chris, we got you down Alpha Alpha, and good luck on the hunting trip. Yeah, I used to go up to Colorado this time of year, and always look forward to that. Look forward to the ride up and not the ride back. Anyway, we got you down for AA, Chris. Good to hear you on the radio, and thanks for participating this morning. All right, next up, I think I've got my net logger guy back. WW5ENZ, good morning, Mike. Your turn for the Flyers.
All right, N5BE, WW5ENZ. Sorry, I didn't make it this morning. I was out. I had to get some bird seed, and I got hung up there at the store, but got all the bird seed, start packing it, and I lost track of the time there. But anyway, it sounds like you're doing a great job, and yeah, hopefully John helped you a little bit in the beginning. But anyway, pretty interesting question. I see it popped up the monitor there, the TV, and I look up there and I go, oh, I don't know, who knows? You know, one of the A-10 was one of the aircraft that I guess helped me make cheese. I'll be honest with you about that. I flew 1/8 of all safety sorties out of my AMU. That's 1/8 of every safety sortie flew that year. We flew with my 2810s. And, I mean, they were just so reliable. I had a couple pilots. One dumped it in a bean field in a beet field in Germany, and somebody else made a gun pass and then drove into the ground. So I don't know. But I lost 2 planes, but you know, it was still a great airplane. Anyway, yeah, we could fix them too. I mean, you could change parts, they're interchangeable. I mean, it was just fantastic. And anybody out there that was a maintainer on the A-10 would tell you the same thing. There wasn't really any reason to get rid of it except it's not sexy. So anyway, let me get to the answers. I don't have a real clue because I don't know that much about the F-35 and its development. But I'm going to go with Alpha. I think it has 200 less rounds. And then I also think it's only got pods, so I'm going to say Alpha. Anyway, other than that, I'm going to turn it back to you, Lee. You're doing a great job. Appreciate you filling in. Hopefully, has any of us heard from Jack? I sent him an email and nothing, and I don't know if anyone comes around on the 73 or something and knows anything about Jack. I'd certainly appreciate it. Anyway, turning it back to N5BE, WW5ENT.
Yeah, WW5ENT, N5BE. Dale, I think, exchanged either text messages or email with Jack, and his power was still out as of yesterday, hoping to get it back on today, I believe. So that was the update on Jack via Dale. So we'll break with you, Mike, and again, thanks for picking up that logger. I was keeping my head above water barely there. I wanted to say good morning to Mike, KJ5IAI. Good morning, Mike. You receive only, and good to have you on the net this morning. All right, we've got a visitor, last one on the list here. Kilo Quebec 4, Juliet Papa. Robert in North Carolina. You're up for the Flyers, Robert.
Yeah, thank you, Control. I was just listening in. I was in the Air Force. I was stationed with the 354th Tactical Fighter Wing, Laurel Beach, back in the day, and we didn't have any kids. And the next aircraft didn't take a lot of damage and kept going. It was a wonderful plane. Over.
Yeah, very good. When I was working at Fort Ord as an aircraft mechanic, civilian aircraft mechanic for the Army, we had 6 of them come in from Nellis, and they were the initial cadre of developing the tactics of working with the Army. In this case, it was the 7th Infantry Division at Fort Ord, and every one of those A-10s were painted differently. They were trying to figure things out, and enjoyed having them for a week here at Fort Ord. So, would you like to take a stab at the question, Robert?
Stab at the question, is that what you said?
I'm sorry, say again, I lost you there.
I'm sorry, somebody talked on top of you.
Okay, Robert, did you have an answer for the question today?
I don't know what the question was.
Oh, okay, it was how many rounds does the cannon and the F-35 carry? So that was the basic question. Do you want the possible answers?
If you're talking about the F-35, the B model or the Marine Corps model has a 200-round gun pod, and I couldn't imagine it having more than 600 rounds on an A and C model. Over.
Okay, well you're in the you're out of the ballpark here on the numbers. I'm gonna go ahead and put you down for let's see, B and A. I'll put you down for B and A.
Roger that.
Okay, that's the bottom of my list. Have I missed anybody on the original list? Come now. Okay, nothing heard. Let's go ahead and answer the question there. So let me shut the SCR off, and it's annoying. Okay, there we go. So the question is, the F-35 platform is slated to replace the legendary A-10 in the close air support role. The F-35 has an internal GAU-22 4-barrel 25 Mike gun. How many rounds does the F-35A internally carry compared to the A-10 plus 1,100 rounds? So the answers were A, under 200, B, 220, C, 300, D, 400. Well, the answer's not D. C, the 300, that is what the Harrier carries internally for the same gun. So the Harrier carries 300 rounds. Bravo, the answer Bravo was what the potted 25 millimeter carries in the B and C model. The Air Force variant and most of the FMS variants, the F-35A carries 182 rounds. For close air support, I don't think they want to really do any close air support with that thing. So, wow, 182, just stunning. I know in the F-16, with the 20 millimeter gun, that thing holds over 500 rounds. So you can get quite a few squirts. But as Bob pointed out, the 25 millimeter is a bigger round, and it carries less. So anyway, let's go to the bonus question: does the F-35B and C have the same internal gun as the F-35A? The answer is A. There's no provisions for an internal gun. And as I think Bob pointed out, and a couple others have, that they can carry a potted gun with 220 rounds, but they do break conformity to some degree relative to LO when they put that on. They've tried to shape the pod to be as LO as it can be, but it does break that conformity. So that's the answer for today. And I wanted to say one thing about the F-35. It is a truly compromised aircraft, and it was compromised by the necessity of having a STOVL variant that the Marine Corps needed to operate off the old LHDs and the Royal Air Force. So there's an enormous lift fan just after the cockpit that is shaft-driven by the engine. And then the engine has some enormous bleed ports coming off both sides that feed roll post thrusters out of the wingtip, similar but different to the Harrier. And it is extremely complex, very heavy, and if it wasn't for the B model, that airplane could have been something that would have been just amazing. But everything got compromised by that STOVL requirement. So that's the backstory on the F-35. That's the Cliff Notes version of it there. All right, let's see. Is there anyone else that wants to check in for the Flyers Net? Members or visitors, come now. Was that Kilo 6 Tango, Kilo Romeo? All right, very good, Glenn. Your turn to the Flyers. What you got for us today?
Well, kind of an odd question here. I am the secretary of the Flying Leatherneck Historical Foundation, and we're building a new working with UC Irvine students. We're hoping to build a full-scale DH-4, and we're frantically looking for plans for that aircraft, and not having a lot of luck. So I thought I would try this. Back to you.
Wow, a DH-4. Wow. Well, I don't know if that anyone around here has got access to that. Hey, there is an outfit in, I believe it's in Australia, and he's a movie director with a passion for aviation. I think if you went on a search on YouTube, you'll find him. And his passion is World War I aircraft that he restores or just builds from plants. So, and I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but if you do a Google search, you'll find him and his organization, and you may be able to get in touch with him, and maybe he can help you, Glenn. That's what I think I know on DH-4s, maybe. Back to you, Glenn. Okay, very good, Glenn. Are you going to be here for the 73 round? Okay, very good. All right, well, good luck with that. Boy, that's a monumental task. So, check in with us later when you a little further along in the program. I think a lot of us would be interested in that, Glenn. All right, anybody else? That's at the bottom of my list. Do we have anybody else that wants to check in for the Flyers that come now? I heard a W4 out there. Mike, did you get him?
Negative. I couldn't hear him above my noise.
Okay, very good, Carl. And thank you, Chris, for the relay. Yeah, I think I heard you say you were an old B-52 guy. Well, we got some other B-52 guys on here, so you're in good company, Carl. You got anything else other than that? Over. Okay, Carl. Well, thanks for joining us this morning, and you're welcome anytime. Sounds like you'd be qualified to join, so check out our website at airforceflyersclub.org and check us out. See if you want to join. All right, we'll break with Carl, and I think we're at the bottom of the list. We got plenty of time for a 73 round, so let's go to the top. K7 GJO. Carl, you're up for the 73 round.
Okay, Lee. Well, looking at that question, you obviously confused that airplane with something else. I had gotten it right. I never made a mistake. Thought I did once, but I was wrong. Yeah. Anyway, it's so interesting how things get changed. One guy wants one thing, and somebody else that's got 15 minutes of seniority says no, we're doing it that way. And the next guy with 45 minutes of seniority comes up with a different answer. And I think they call that bureaucracy. Anyway, if we had the time, we would get into the problems with Arch 3A and how I resolved them. It was, as the old saying goes, it was the best of times and it was the worst of times. So had a lot of fun with it that today. You weren't terribly busy, but hey, you got a good list there. I see 18 on this. So you did a good one there, Lee. So back to you, buddy. 73 to everyone. And 5B7.
Okay, Carl, very good. And thanks for coming in this morning. We'll see you tomorrow. And always enjoy what you have to say. It's always informative. All right, K4YDB, Bob, 73 round for the Flyers, N5B.
N5B, K4YDB, well, great. Yeah, I enjoyed the question. I learned more about the F-35. We've got them right down in Utah, my old stomping ground for 6 years.
They switched out with F-16, so good for them. And they do air shows down there. In fact, they got a female flight demonstrator. She does a very good job for publicity and the Air Force, and she's a great flyer. And they were destined to get them here. We got A-10s here, as you probably know, at Gallen Field in Boise. And they were talking about getting F-35s, which are quite a bit noisier with that big engine. Flying low level, you kind of want a slow airplane, like a 250-knot airplane, which is probably what the A-10 can loiter at. And they need to be able to do a lot of loitering low level. So they've flown an airplane at high speed. We fly typically 480, sometimes 540 without using afterburner. I'm not sure how slowly the A-35 could do flying low level to stop things, spot those small targets that are hidden in camouflage. It's very difficult. The high-speed jet doing 9 miles a minute. And the people on the ground don't understand that. Many times we work for the Army, and they have somebody talk to us, a target. And I remember one up on the range up in Oregon, I think it was an Army base, and the guy tried to talk us into a target. Now, we do beacon bombing. If they set up a beacon, we just use the beacon and bomb offset on it. But he's giving us vectors to a target that's in a creek. It's down in a creek behind stuff, and you gotta be kidding me, buddy. He says, I'm waving at you. You don't see me? Of course not. We're already past you. It's funny. It's a whole different world, flying slow and flying fast. It's a 1.6 Mach airplane. Well, that's an high altitude, so it's not as fast as some of the other older aircraft, like the 111. But I certainly think you would probably want to do 450 knots or so, maybe a little slower. Otherwise, you lose your ability to pull G. Anyway, that's my story, sticking to it. Oh, and by the way, the A-10, that's a 30 mic, as opposed to a 25, so it is a bigger round. And I'm not sure how a 45 does against a full armored modern tank. K4YDB, thanks, Leon. It's been a real treat today. And we'll see you on the next tomorrow, or it's Monday on Monday. I'm working on a question as we speak. It may have to do with high speed, low level. Who knows? K4YDB. Back to N5BE, and a big thanks, Lee.
High speed, low level. Who would have guessed that? Oh my gosh. Maybe we need to bring back the F-100 fastback from Vietnam, right? They did a pretty good job on the trail. At least they said they did. I got a funny story about targeting. You know, at one of my TLP sessions, there was a RAF Harrier pilot. I think I may have talked about this before. And he was giving a brief about how he got shot down in the Falklands, you know, and so, you know, they had help coming and trying to keep the Argentinians away and extract this SAS team and him. And so the guy was talking about how he was dropping his weapons and, you know, everything. And this USAF 06 in the front row stands up, very smugly says, well, how could you tell where the target was with all that smoke? And Joe Bill Dryden, the Lockheed Dust pilot, sitting next to me, he jumps up and he says, the target is where the smoke is. And there were golf claps all around on that one. Anyway, that's my targeting story for the day. All right, Bob, we'll break it down. We'll see you tomorrow. Can't wait for the high speed, low level question. All right, Charlie, we'll wave that to you. Good morning, Charlie. Thanks again for breaking away from your birthday party to post the live stream. Appreciate it. WV5DRI, Brian, your turn for the Flyers. 73 round.
Comment?
Go ahead, comment.
Yeah, K4YDB. I was going to say the vertical takeoff F-35. They could probably just hover behind the tank and shoot it in the hoover. If it didn't have a lockout for that, it probably does. K4YDB.
Hey, Bob, they could hover up around the tank and just blind them with all that dust. right. All right, Brian, you're up for the 32 round.
Okay, Lee, real fine. I'm laughing at that. That's exactly right. N5BE, WV5DRI. Well, great net, Lee. Great questions as always. I agree with the group there. I don't think the F-35 will ever replace the A-10. I think the Air Force is missing a bet if they get rid of that. That's the wrong thing to do. Anyway, happy birthday to Charlie there, and many happy returns. And it's awfully nice of him to put up the live stream even on his birthday there. So 73s to all. And also wanted to say congratulations to James there on winning the FT710 at the HIM Fest there. Very good on that. He's really going to be radio rich like the rest of us here. Anyway, 73. Thanks again, Lee. N5BE, WB5DRI. Back to net. Good day, everybody.
Okay, Brian. Are we radio rich or radio poor? I don't know. There's certainly a cachectomy every time you get one. All right, Cliff. W5PIX up for 33 round. Your turn, Cliff. Maybe he can't hear me. Bob, could you call him? See if he's available.
That was Rich. What number is he?
W5PIX.
Oh, Clifford. W5PIX. Uncle Cliff, you're up for the 72 round, sir.
Well, I'm here. I didn't hear you call me, but I heard another station on phone call him, but he didn't make it into the Georgia SDR. But I hear you on the SDR there out of Georgia, Lee. No problem. Everybody have a very good day. It's warming up here. I turned the air conditioner off in here, but I think I'm going to turn it back on. Getting rather warm there. So, well, like I said, I knew nothing. Yeah, for something to hover will create a lot of dust. Like I've watched the Osprey over there in Sapporo, New Mexico one day, and he was hovering over the airfield, and yeah, he stirred up a lot of dust too. Anyways, everybody have a very good day, and like W7AJN says, you're in charge of the day. Make the best of it. And, and Charlie, happy birthday to you. Well, happy anniversary, really. We'll celebrate anniversaries anymore. Anyways, that's about it from Bull Verde, Texas. And, we've got to get going here. The YL wants to go do some shopping, and we got to do some grocery shopping before we take off, too. So 7-3, everyone. And I'll drop over on Echo Link just for a short period, and then we'll be out of here. This is W5PIX, Bull Verde, Texas. Okay, Cliff, very good. Well, we'll see you tomorrow on your mobile, and thanks for coming in today. K4YDB Chris on the radio today. Your turn for the 73 round. Okay, Chris. Well, thank you for the relay. I really appreciate it. And good to hear you. I know you work during the week and RX only, so great to hear on here this weekend. All right, let's go. We'll say hi to Mike down there in Belton. Good morning, Mike, and thanks for listening in today. So we'll get you checked out. And WW5ENZ, Mike, 73 round.
Roger that. Yeah, I got a couple extras coming in there on the net logger, so you might check that out in a minute, D. But anyway, yeah, so comments are, I think the Air Force just wants to use those crop dusters, and then get a big airplane they can put a bunch of them in and then shoot them out the back, I guess, in the war zone. I don't know. Who knows? It's kind of a crazy world we're living in today. Anyway, I'll turn it back to you. N5BE. One more thing. The gentleman that was looking for drawings and things like that, please understand that we do this every day at the same time, and there's usually a lot more folks on the net. I don't say a lot, but there's 5 or 6 other folks on the net that do have a lot of interest in that and possibly could give you another direction. But so just a little more info. Anyway, this is WW5ENZ 73s, everybody, and have a great weekend. What's left of it, anyway. And also, you notice WX7 Lima checked in. Back to you, N5BE.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. I saw our check in there, and we'll get to him shortly. K4 Juliet Papa Robert in North Carolina. Your turn to 73 round, Bob.
Thank you, Nick Control. Thanks for listening in today and attempting to answer your question. I definitely will look into joining the group. I'm an Air Force veteran from the 1st Gulf War and love airplanes and always have. And thank you guys for the questions, and the conversation was really, really good to hear. 73 y'all, have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Over.
Okay, very good, Bob. Well, thanks for joining us. And come back and join us. Like Mike said, we're here every day, same time, same station. All right, let's go. Glenn, I believe, checked out. So let's go to W4NDA, Carlin, Georgia, and I may need a relay on him, Chris. Okay, I heard him there. Did he turn it?
I think that was somebody relaying for you there. Let me give it a try. K1BOB, we're looking for Carl, W4NDA. Are you there for the Flyers? It's a 73 route. Nothing heard here, Leon.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, you snuck in there on us. WX7 Lima. Good morning, Art. Your turn for the Flyers. Okay, Art, I think you just turned it, so we'll say 73 to you, and thanks for joining us this morning. Well, that's the bottom on my list. Those last 2 that are on NetLogger checked out on the AIM window, so I think that's almost a wrap. Is there anyone else that wants to call into the net this morning? Come now. All right, there's a Kilo 6 Tango. I didn't get the last 2. Give us your call again, please. Yeah, is this Troy, Louisiana? Oh, I'm sorry. All right, yeah, we got you, Dwayne. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Is the frequency news, Norway 1 Delta radio share.
Frequency's in use. There's a net in progress.
Okay, I don't hear them, but I believe you. I'll QSY. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, that's quite an operation you're going to have there. Good on you for that, boy. That's going to be tremendous. I have a bad memory about El Toro. When I was dating my wife, she's from Fullerton. She used to go grunion hunting at Huntington Beach with the 3rd Marine Air Wing, behind my back, no less. So I have a bad memory about El Toro. That's my El Toro story, Glenn. All right. I think that's it for the day. I think we're at the bottom of the list. And let's see. Let's just go ahead and call it a wrap for today. And thanks for everyone participating. And we'll turn the frequency to normal radio use. This is November 5 Bravo Echo, QRT for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net.
QR's at the frequency. QR's at the frequency. Is this frequency in use? QR's at the frequency. Is this frequency in use? LOCQ, 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 CQ20, CQ20. Whiskey Alpha Q, Alpha Alpha Romeo. WA2AAR calling CQ20 meters, CQ20 meters. WA2, AAR, W Whiskey, A Alpha, the figure 2, A Alpha, R Romeo. WA2AAR calling CQ20, CQ20, CQ20.
WA2 AAR calling CQ20 and bye for a call. CQ20, CQ20, CQ20. Whiskey Alpha 2, Alpha Alpha Romeo, WA2 AAR calling CQ20 meters, CQ20 meters. WA2 AAR calling CQ20 meters and bye for a call. Hello CQ20, CQ20, CQ20. Whiskey Alpha the figure 2, Alpha Alpha Romeo, WA2 AAR calling CQ20 and bye for a call.
That's